We're gonna have a Mr. Rogers opening. There
we go.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood.
All right, hello.
Oh, hello there.
Welcome back to another episode of Drunk Doctor Who, or in this case, not so Drunk Doctor Who, because it was only 2 episodes.
Only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
The half-hour ones.
Yeah. All right. So, this is our. Did you see?
Oh,
147.
Oh, I put a 1.
All right.
I can't count.
This is episode number 147 of the Drunk Doctor Who podcast.
1,474.
No, that's the date. All right. As we go over the 147th story of Doctor Who, The Ultimate Foe, Part 4 of Trial of a Timelord.
The French kind.
Yeah. So the Doctor dies horribly, gets disemboweled.
It's not real. Oh, and he drowns in asphalt.
Yeah. And poor Mel has to go off by herself in the TARDIS with the Master and, live unhappily ever after. And
the end.
I'm sorry. Did we mention it was April 1st?
It is April 1st.
Happy April Fool's Day. I'm not sure if we've ever done that before.
I forgot it was Easter Sunday, and I went to church. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people here.
How could you forget it was Easter?
I don't know.
All right, cool.
I'm just in my own little world.
You've been busy.
A little overtime.
All right, I'm Hatter. This is Holden. What are you drinking today, Holden?
Mango.
White
Claw
mango.
hard seltzer. I wanted mango. I didn't know they had a mango flavor. I saw the mango flavor. And then I bought it. Now I'm drinking it.
True story. I've got
They said, I love Ravi's. They treat me like royalty.
Ravi's.
They give me a free shot. Apple, Jack, like a Jack Daniels apple whiskey shot. And then I bought some wine. Well, you know what? I might enjoy a nice glass of wine every now and then.
There you go.
And they said $20. I said $5. I'll pay $5. They said $20. I said $10. They said $20. I said $15. So I paid $20, but I got a free shot. So I think.
Don't let me ever bargain with you to sell you a car. Right? All right, can I get the horn for free? Right? Yeah. Okay.
It's a line from. They have this great British reality show or contest show. What are those called? It's called
game shows.
Yeah, it's a game show. It's called what is it called? I think it's called The Master. And he writes like tasks, and they get a whole bunch of comedians to compete. It's fun. Taskmaster.
Sounds a bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway?
It's called a Taskmaster. It's great. You'd love it.
Maybe I'll check it out. All right. I'm Hatter, and I'm drinking Captain Morgan rum.
Apple?
No, regular. They don't. The apple doesn't come in the 1/7 the handles. It only comes in the 750s, which saddens me. But anyway, so all right, this is the end of this season, The Ultimate Foe, and the end of this Doctor.
Not a cliffhanger at all.
Yeah,
we're not expecting him to die next episode.
Yeah, they just kind of absolutely unequivocally kill him off in one of the most saddest of ways.
So we're about to get Kermit the Frog here, or McGann.
McCoy. And I don't like Kermit the Frog, but he is Radagast the Brown.
So we have McGann, McCoy, and Baker.
Yeah. McCoy. McGann. Mm-hmm.
Baker.
No, we've already had the 2 Bakers.
Yeah. That's confusing though.
Colin Baker, Tom Baker. Not that confusing.
McGann, McCoy.
Similar.
So he plays Colin Baker's death scene
Mm-hmm.
Him falling off the exercise bike?
Yeah, they put him in a wig.
Isn't it like much shorter? Or
I didn't say it was a good death scene. They put him in a wig, and the TARDIS jilts a bit, and the exercise bike falls over. The Doctor hits his head on the control panel of the TARDIS and dies and regenerates. But he didn't come back because Colin Baker had problems with finding out about being replaced through the press and stuff like that.
As you would.
Yeah. No, he
very courteous.
Well, they kept trying to kill the show under him, and so the Doctor in Distress stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. They didn't like the fact that the show got brought back. That the public pressure mounted enough that the show got brought back. So they didn't like what he did. So
because he did the telethon.
Yeah, because he did the Doctor in Distress. So. And he was helpful in the public eye doing all that. So they really just did not like Colin Baker at that point. And the good news is he does come back for the 30th anniversary special, which isn't...
Much later.
Years later, but it isn't... it was a Children in Need thing. Oh. And then it was originally going to be the actual 30th anniversary thing with all these doctors. But then... because the BBC, Fox was producing their film, the TV movie.
Oh, even back then.
Yeah, in the 90s. They didn't want the 30th anniversary special to confuse people. So they stripped it down and made it a Children in Need special, for like half an hour as opposed to an hour and a half or so.
And it's great, like the Star Wars Christmas special, right?
It's better now.
Okay.
So anyway, and then he comes back for the 60th, The Power of the Doctor, which I'm going to... much later. I'm going to consider the 60th anniversary special because even though I haven't seen them yet, it's much more multi-Doctor than the actual 60th anniversary specials, which only had 14 and 15 in them. And that's only because he regenerates. All right, so really weird. To me, this is probably the weakest of the entire season.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's
a lot of wibbly wobbly,
timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So the long and the short of it is that the Master comes on the screen at the back of the trial.
Yeah, Matrix tampering impossible.
Yeah, Matrix tampering impossible. But I'm in the Matrix tampering. I've got a copy of the key. Yeah. The Master shows up out of nowhere. Ding ding. Turns out he's inside the Matrix, and he doesn't like the Valyard because the Valyard is trying to get rid of the Doctor, and the Master wants to get rid of the Doctor. And then he calls the Valyard the Doctor. And the Doctor's like, wait, pardon me, what? He's you. He's an evil version of you somewhere in the future between the 12th and final incarnations, which this is given as...
12th and final?
Somewhere between that. This line is given as foreshadowing that the Doctor will get more regenerations, which he eventually does. Yeah. He needed a new set of regenerations, and Capaldi's the first of the new regeneration set.
Oh.
He's not on there.
Oh.
Yeah, that goes up to Smith. I need to get some stickers and update it.
Is the War Doctor on here?
No, he's not. But
we're gonna have to put Valyard up there, and
we haven't gotten to the Valyard yet. For all we know, it's a big lie, but we don't know.
There's lots of other Doctors, right, that we've seen.
Oh, don't even get me started.
His other.
Don't even get me started.
It's like a multiverse at this point now, right?
Yeah, essentially. At this point, if the Doctor ever opens up his fob watch, he is every being in the entire universe at some point.
Oh.
Anyway. Okay.
So there's only one person that's traveling through time being reincarnated as each person. So each different person is the same person.
Eventually. You really need to see the movie Predestination.
Oh, we watched that.
Yeah. See, wasn't that good? Yeah. All right. So, anyway.
The White Rock is floating up.
The White Rock is floating up?
Predestination? With Nicolas Cage? Where they're like predicting the disasters, right?
No, that's a different movie.
And then the alien ship comes to pick the kids up.
That's a different movie.
Oh, what's that one called?
Oh, I love that movie. I can't. I can't think of it.
Pre-Anticipation.
No, I can't think of the name of it.
So I guess I haven't seen Predestination.
Okay. That one is...
Is that like the Final Destination movie?
No.
Is that the one where the escalators eat people?
Final Destination, yes.
Final Destination, yeah.
Anyway. Alright. So this should be a really short episode. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Valor turns out to be an evil version of the Doctor way in the future. We haven't gotten to him yet in the show. The Valor runs off into the Matrix because he's got a copy of the key to the 7th door. The Doctor runs off, following him, using the Keeper's key. He and Sabalom Glitz go into the Matrix.
And then he gives the key back to him.
To the Keeper.
And it goes on this little keychain that's on his chest.
Well, it's more like one of those little key holders that you have.
Like you're putting your car keys on the wall when you get home.
Yeah.
That's him.
It's ceremonial.
That's his whole job.
Yeah.
Is to be a key holder.
Yeah. Anyway, so
and next to him is the guy that holds the hat of Rassilon. He just stands like this all day.
The everything of Rassilon. The Doctor goes in the Matrix with Sabalom Glitz. They're trying to find where the Valiant is, and the Master had given, because Sabalom Glitz and Mel show up.
Yeah.
As witnesses that the Master sends to help out the Doctor prove that the Matrix was tampered with.
And then they show up again, but not really. And then they show up again, and we're not sure if that's real or not.
Yeah, the problem... okay, there's some
very straightforward.
Oh, yeah. There's some bad writing in this season, unfortunately. Because Mel is never properly introduced. She just shows up, and she's in his future. Okay? But she's taken from his future and sent back as a witness. But then she re-enters the TARDIS, which is, I guess, her introduction, but then it's a giant-ass loop.
Your shirt has a really funny joke on it, but it's fading.
Yeah, problematically.
And it's
yeah, so
problematic fade.
So you have Winston Churchill
like
here.
The punchline is fading.
So you have Winston Churchill with the V for victory. And then you have Adolf Hitler with the Nazi salute. And it says, scissors beat paper. Scissors beat paper. And it's hilarious, except you have Winston Churchill and the punchline are fading. For some reason, Adolf Hitler's salute. Well, I said I shouldn't write this out of the house.
You gotta pencil it back in there.
I just think it's a hilarious shirt. And I got it from one of...
It's getting even funnier.
I got it from the Guernsey Islands.
Guernsey Islands? Is that like, where is that?
It's in the English Channel.
Oh.
It was an island that the Germans occupied during the war, even though it was English.
So it's like a souvenir.
Yeah, it's a souvenir from the island. So they were occupied by the Germans. So yeah, they're gonna do disparaging Hitler stuff, which I'm cool with, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was a total Hanyak. So it's kind of a neat souvenir from that place.
It is a neat souvenir. Yeah.
So I want to. I know it's going to be bad when it fades some more, but I'm trying to hope that I can keep it going for as long as possible. Because it's a great joke. I'd never seen this. I saw that. I went, I've got to have that shirt. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, the Doctor and Sabalom Glitz go into the Matrix. Sabalom Glitz gives the Doctor the hideout for the Valiant that the Master had given Sabalom Glitz. Sabalom Glitz is playing both ends here. We find he's working for the Master and he's working against the Master. He's working for himself. And he and the Doctor go see J.J. Chambers in the Fun Factory or something. What was it?
The Fantasy Factory?
Fantasy Factory. And they go in there and there's Mr. Pipplewick.
Yeah. Poppewick.
Anyway, there's a guy with some serious sideburns, stout, and he's the gatekeeper.
They they see him, and then he lets them into the door, and they see the other him.
And apparently there's several of him, and he's in both places at once.
Yeah. Well, there's just the two, right?
That we see.
And then we never see J.J. Chambers.
Correct.
Because J.J. Chambers is actually Scrapyard, who's actually
Valyard. Yeah.
In a mat.
Yeah, probably. So, Valyard's in a mask. Yeah, there's some really messed up writing on this. And it's fairly confusing, especially if you would like pull this DVD and watch it without seeing the whole rest of the trial. I mean, heck, if you just watched a season of Doctor Who and you thought this is what all of Doctor Who is like, you'd probably never revisit it, you know? It's like, really? It's a court drama? What?
They have a court video game series.
Why?
It's like Eagle Attorney at Law.
Oh, no.
And it's all anime, so it has the cutscenes like objection and the big, anime effects.
Alright, so the Doctor ends up, you could see in here where this could have been 4 episodes. They'd stretched it out. Because there's a couple of cliffhangers. One where the Doctor gets pulled down by the barrel, the thing in the barrel. And
that could have.
Yeah, and then there's the one with him, which is the actual end of the episode, on the beach. And then there's another one later where it could have happened where he's heading off to his demise. He thinks he's going to be killed.
Yeah, the trial.
Right. So there's different places where there could have easily have been cliffhangers for other episodes.
And they just cut out all the
fluff and
stuff that made it make sense.
Even in the 2 episodes, there's a whole lot of filler with Mr. Popowick.
There's a lot of characters too, and they're.
But Mr.
Really. So we have Valyard, who's the doctor in the future, trying to kill Past Doctor, which would
so he can be free because he doesn't
never exist.
I don't know.
And then the Master shows up and throws that off because he doesn't want the Doctor to die until he.
Oh, and he's taking over Gallifrey in a coup.
Yeah.
Like I said, this could have been 4 episodes, but I'm glad because even with the 2, it's messed up.
And then we have our companion Mel, and then they're like, "Hey, let's bring Sabalon Glitz back. Throw him in there." He's there for some reason,
which makes him a recurring character.
Yeah.
So.
And,
all right, so we get Sabalon Glitz.
So is the Valyard a recurring character?
The Valyard never comes back again. But technically he's a recurring character because he's nearly 4 episodes. Yeah. Okay, so
it's like we've
got some movies to watch here, sir.
Hey, movie night's coming up.
Well, that we've got the third-party stuff to do. Ooh,
Predestination.
We can watch. We can literally do some of the movies and do these and do the catch up and all that stuff and do some of these as well because we do have a little bit of catch up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now that we're between doctors, it's the time to do it. Valyard.
So outside your office window, a squirrel ran across and he stopped to look at me and he just kept going.
This may be the first time in a long time that we finish. Well, it's still
the sun's
daylight out. Yeah. Okay, so the Doctor goes into the Matrix, and we've been in there before with the 4th Doctor.
We have. Yeah.
Nothing. There's no logic to the place.
There's a callback as the hands are coming out of the dirt and goes, "This isn't real," and I defy it, like he did the first time he was in the Matrix.
But we get a nice end of episode break first. When you think he's drowning.
Right, it doesn't work yet, or it doesn't work this time, but it did back the first time.
Well, so, it kind of works because he just comes right out of it. And they filmed that backwards so that he had no mud on him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it doesn't work and then it does work.
Yeah, so end of episode 1. This is so weird. Okay. Oh, Sablon Glitz gets shot by a harpoon.
Yeah, that's it. As the doctors can. So it's so goofy and wild and weird, and then they have these like harrowing scenes. Like the doctor being drowned in the barrel, and drowning in the mud, and then Sablon coming to save him and getting speared.
It's so odd.
What's happening?
Okay, so
did you watch the new Spider-Man movies? Tom Holland.
I saw the one with the 3 of them.
The Mysterio, the one before that, the second one.
No.
Kind of trippy.
Okay.
Matrix-y stuff.
I'm getting so sick of multiverses at this point.
It's not a multiverse.
I know,
like all technology.
But so much of the latest Spider-Man stuff,
like projections
into that
and illusions.
But okay, so episode 2, the doctor comes out of the mud, which was drowning him because he does it. The Valyard shows up because for some reason the waiting room is on a beach.
Sablon's fine.
Because
he's wearing a bulletproof vest thingy?
Yeah, it's a life preserver. It's literally, some brand name life preserver. The Valyard shows up and does this thing where he's blinking between different places while having a conversation with the doctor.
Yeah.
And he spills all of his plans, and the doctor's like...
Exposition. Must have took forever to film him walking back and forth.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so in the meantime, at the trial, Mel goes in, explains that the things are different than what happened. The Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot my phone. It's in my pocket.
Ooh,
I know. She testifies. So the doctor's good. Like I said, you almost feel like it should have been 4 episodes.
She gives what was that called, an affidavit?
Turn off.
She testifies that the events...
it's a witness.
Yeah.
Okay.
An affidavit is a witness?
You sign an affidavit as a witness. Okay, so... So anyway, she proves the doctor's innocence because the Matrix was tampered with, as the Master said from the Matrix that it was tampered with, and the Valyard running into the Matrix proves his guilt. That's why he has motive, because he wants the doctor's future regenerations, even though he is one of the doctor's future regenerations. Once again, don't know how that's going to work. Back to multiverse stuff, maybe. So the doctor went to Ravolox to get the secrets of the Time Lords from the Sleepers by the High Council of the Time Lords.
Yeah.
And they used all of his stuff. Apparently the Valyard did this. And they promised the Valyard the Doctor's future regenerations for himself, even though he is a future regeneration of the Doctor, as compensance, okay? Recompense.
You go back in time and kill 20-year-old Hatter. We'll give his future years to your lifespan now.
Okay, once again, there's some poor writing in this season. If you are the authors of the season,
good job.
Yeah.
I had no complaints, no notes. Air it, push it out.
No, there's some bad writing.
Straight to DVD.
Yeah. Okay.
The Valyard at some point is also just like, oh, by the way, Perry's fine. She's married, happily married.
Oh, no, the
Master
told us that, yeah. So that's good, that's canon. I'd forgotten about that scene when we last talked.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Doctor is inside the Matrix, gets zombified by the Master.
I was thinking that she died, and you're trying to, spare my feelings, so you're like, oh no, she went out to a farm, to retire.
Oh yeah, did they do that to your dog too?
Yeah. There's so many bunnies and fishes just out at this farm.
Yep. So anyway, the Master makes the Doctor a catatonic zombie. Because the Master is trying to lure out the Valyard, because the Master thinks the Valyard's a worse opponent because he doesn't have the compunctions that the Doctor does of like sparing the Master's life and stuff. The Valyard doesn't fall for it. So the Doctor sends in Sabalon Glitz to lead.
The Master shoots Valyard.
Yeah, but it just bounces off because it's a projection.
The Darth Vader scene.
Anyway, so in the meantime,
make a run for it.
Okay, in the meantime, so the entire High Council of Gallifrey has been implicated by the Master in all this because they are the ones who pay. They're trying to get rid of the Doctor in favor of the Valyard because the Valyard went and got the secrets from them. That's why they moved Earth all the way to so it became Ravolox because they killed everyone on Earth to save their own skins.
Ravolox is Earth.
Yeah.
And the Doctor is being made a scapegoat.
Yep, a Judas goat, yeah.
For their own self-preservation.
Correct.
Crimes against humanity.
Apparently.
Which is kind of like the culmination of like the whole character arc of the Doctor with the Time Lords. As he's like this free agent. They use him to...
Right, and the second Doctor says as such, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're closing off that loophole, right? They're getting rid of the evidence.
Right, so apparently the news about all this gets out really quickly, and the people on Gallifrey start rioting. They overthrow the High Council of Gallifrey, and the Master's like, that's what I wanted to hear. Oh, by the way, I'm your new Master. You're all fired. None of your positions will be necessary. I control the Matrix. I'm in the Matrix. I control everything. And...
blue pill or red pill?
Yeah. So, the Doctor gets let out by Mel.
After finding out how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah. Different Matrix. The Doctor Who had it first.
Wasn't the fourth one just great?
No.
Like you didn't finish it.
I watched it in the theater.
Oh, who walked out on it? I thought you did.
Shannon.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So I wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, and it was really bad. I shouldn't have.
It was pretty bad.
Alright, so, there was just one Wachowski on it. Alright. So, half the Wachowskis, half the good. Alright, so the Doctor gets let out.
Apparently, two brothers are better than one sister.
I guess so. So the Doctor gets let out. The trial finds him guilty. Once again, that's another great cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Where he's found guilty at the trial.
Yeah,
like I said, I get the feeling it was supposed to be 4 episodes, but they just had to hack it to bits.
I accept my sentence.
Right. So he goes in, and they're leading him on a horse and cart like they used to do the condemned people back then. And usually there would be, they'd be tied up or in a cage, and people would be throwing old food and refuse at them. Yeah. Anyway, so Mel runs in because apparently they're watching at the regular trial, him thinking he's being condemned, but that wasn't the trial, he was still in the Matrix.
Would you throw a tomato?
Hey, you?
A convicted felon?
Depends on what he was convicted for.
Tax evasion?
No. No. Molesting a child? Yes.
You throw a tomato at him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd probably throw something harder, yeah.
Do they ever die?
It's like
before they make it to sentencing?
I don't know about back then. Anyway, so the Doctor, Mel comes in and he's like, "Oh, I knew it was a fake trial." And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, because your memory is so good but you said that you had heard me plead against genocide, but you weren't there when it happened. So it was obviously not you, so I was going to meet the Valyard."
Foiled.
Yeah.
And figured it out.
So they go back into the fantasy factory.
I mean, it was really obvious. It was really right there.
He's very astute, I'll tell you that. So they go back into the fantasy factory, and they're looking for J.J. Chambers. And they never find J.J. Chambers. They find Picklewick. And Picklewick ends up making a deal with Sabalom Glitz.
Yeah.
And
they have the Matrix secrets stored on...
stored on the big reel-to-reel tape, yeah. And so Sabalom Glitz gives the gun to... Why does he give the gun back?
Can you imagine this negotiation? So he has him at gunpoint. As he caught him stealing the secrets to the Matrix. So he has him at gunpoint. And then it cuts away, and then apparently they negotiated where he's going to hold it.
He would deliver the doctor to J.J. Chambers.
And then Sabalom would hold the gun. And then
they give it back.
They trade back, yeah.
But Sabalom Glitz unloads the gun. He takes out the ball from the gun.
Yeah.
And which is smart because Popelwick wants to shoot him.
He goes to shoot him.
And he's like, the powder goes off, but there's no bullet.
He catches the bullet.
No. He already had the bullet. So, and then the Master comes up, and the Master's going to shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, man.
Really breakneck pace.
Yeah. So, turns out that Mr. Popelwick is trying to find J.J. Chambers for the Doctor, but the Doctor figures out that Popelwick is J.J. Chambers, which is the Valyard, and they remove Popelwick's face after they manhandle him and tie him up, and it turns out to be the Valyard.
It's the Valyard.
So,
who's much taller.
Yeah.
So you quit crouching when they pull the mask off.
Oh, they pull off his robes and clothes. And it's like a male stripper suit, you know?
Yeah,
it's just like
tear away.
Comes right off, and it's got the Valyard's clothes underneath. How hot would he have been with those clothes on?
So it's not real. It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
But when does the scene? So this scene happens twice differently. Mel grabbed the key the first time going in.
Well, that's because it was still inside the Matrix. That was the other Mel.
But he tripped her, yeah.
Yeah, but this time he leans back to trip her, and she just reaches forward and stays away from his foot because she saw the other her.
Oh.
She learned from it.
She saw that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so...
so they're watching it.
Yeah, this has too many twists and turns for 2 episodes. And it's a whole lot of very much...
it's a whole season finale.
Agatha Christie, whodunit kind of thing, right? It was the butler, you know.
Yeah, I would have gotten away with it.
But yeah, if it wasn't for you and your darn kids, this is very murder by death-ish, you know. Yeah. So
wacky.
Right. So.
And how many deaths did we have
in this serial?
Yeah.
None.
None.
Okay, so the Doctor has the Valyard tied up. And the Valyard has created a machine. It's a maser, and it's going M-A-S-E-R, maser. It's like a laser, but it's a. Remember, the Doctor says it. Molecule amplification. Yada yada yada. Maser instead of a light amplification, a laser. So this maser is going to fire out into the courtroom, kill all these High Council of Gallifrey people.
So it fires through the Matrix.
Well, they're in the Matrix, but through the view screen, right. So the Doctor's trying to figure out how to dismantle it. He sends Mel to get everyone out of the courtroom. Mel gets back into reality. She yells, all right, turn off the Matrix. We can't do that. I don't have to keep her. Then get out of the courtroom. Your lives depend on it. And the first people to run away are the guards.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Their job is to stay and help other people out. But they're the first ones out the door.
They don't get paid as much.
So... most of the people get out in time, except
there's a room. Right, half the room evacuates.
Right, the half the room on the left-hand side get out. The right-hand side don't quite get out.
Mel, who was standing there, doesn't get out for some reason.
Well, she's trying to get everybody else out, but so the Doctor literally breaks the machine with a monkey wrench and a spanner.
Yeah.
So
thinks he's a genius for reprogramming it to self-destruct. Finds out that he's really doomed everyone.
Yeah, the Valyard's like, you idiot, that's going to create a feedback loop and it's going to kill us all. And the Doctor's like, here's another spot. The Valyard gets out of his bonds during all this.
Yeah.
Shoves the Doctor towards the machine.
Yeah.
And the Doctor looks like he hits his head.
He does.
And that could have been a fantastic
death?
Well, that could have been a fantastic cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.
But the Valiant runs away. Then the Doctor gets up and runs away while the Valiant comes back and stays. He's trying to fix the machine, but it's too late. And the screen that we watched for all these episodes explodes, and all these weird maser things come out, but
really expensive.
They're horribly inaccurate because the Doctor screwed up the machine.
Yeah, and they're also horribly CGI'd.
Well, not even really CGI. I think it's actually might just be drawing on the film like they used to do.
I love the Mr. Bean entrance into the Matrix. You ever watch Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
He goes, whoa, and he falls out of the sky. And how the Doctor entered the Matrix, it's just a white cone.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so the Doctor, everybody survives in the courtroom. Like you said, no deaths at all. The Doctor gets out. The Valiant supposedly dies in the Matrix. The Master is kind of frozen in the Matrix, stuck there.
Yeah.
And the Doctor's like, okay, the lady, Sagacity. She's like,
Sagacity.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Doctor, the High Council's been deposed. Can we get you to run for your old office of President of the Time Lord again? He's like, no, why don't you run?
What a difference of opinion she found.
Well, because she found out that it was all set up and that somebody was in the Matrix and that the Doctor stuff was being manipulated. So she drops all the charges. The Doctor says, okay, do what you want with the Master, but with Sablon Glitz, could you cut him some slack? He has good in him and he's able to be reformed.
To which she never agrees to, by the way.
She kind of nods.
And also so they go from trying to use the Doctor as a scapegoat
to making him president of the time.
Yeah. And then how long does that last before he's, on trial again?
Oh,
because it's like every other regeneration he's in trouble with the...
Wait till the Doctor's the president of the world.
Oh, and that's a conflict of interest.
Alright, so anyway, the Valiant's the Doctor. The Doctor's the Valiant.
I've been playing this new video game, Helldivers 2.
Okay.
And they have Super Earth. They're all colonized into one faction.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they have a president of Super Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Helldivers 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fun.
I might look into it. Alright, so the Doctor and Mel get back in the TARDIS and leave, and she's talking about carrot juice. And he's like, no, carrot juice. And that's the last we see of this Doctor, or this incarnation of the Doctor for a long time, except for the 30th anniversary.
And we just had the 15th anniversary? 10th?
No, 20th. The show is currently 23 years in.
So we see him...
We're just past 23 years.
Decade.
Well, we see him in 1993 for the 30th. He shows up with all the other living Doctors, including Pertwee. It's Pertwee's last deal on the show. Yeah, and then we see this Doctor again in, like I said, The Power of the Doctor, which I'm considering the 60th anniversary, at least in terms of multi-Doctor stories, But anyway, so Mel is introduced into the TARDIS at this point, even though in the Doctor's future, her past, she's already been in there. So even though we see her leave, before it gets back around to what we've done, like I said, it's a bad writing.
Also, is Sablon Glitz a companion?
No.
In this?
He never traveled in the Doctor's TARDIS. He traveled in the Master's TARDIS. If he's anyone's companion, he's the Master's companion.
And then the Valiant's a companion.
Mm-mm.
Sagacity is the companion.
No, she never enters the TARDIS.
Dipper?
Never. Dibber's
not. He doesn't make
No, Dibber doesn't show up, yeah. So anyway, Mel's a companion. Sablon Glitz is the Master's companion, I guess, for this serial. He's a good frenemy of the Doctor's.
We should do... Oh wait, we've already done the Master.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should do the Master and Sablon Glitz.
I think Sablon Glitz will fit better with the Valyard. Yeah.
That's a good point.
All right, but he's definitely a villain. All right. Okay.
Anti-hero?
And then at the very end,
the Crapyard.
Yeah, the Valyard,
Stockyard.
Like Sagacity. She's like, okay, Keeper, take care of the Matrix. And the Keeper looks up, was an old guy before, and now it's the Valyard. It's like, what the hell?
And he's not wearing a mask.
Yeah, and this is like, what the hell?
Yeah. So we get the Lytton face reveal. Like, he's fine, he's alive, he's a villain that's gonna come back, right? We're gonna see him again.
Who, the Valyard?
Yeah.
No. We never, ever see the Valyard again. Now.
Yet.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, so we can't do... wait. Oh, yeah, because he is... Okay.
Yeah,
we just had that conversation. Okay, I forgot already.
So, yeah, it's a really short serial. It's really kind of messed up. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You get the feeling they wanted to make it longer, although there's padding in it. There's. Let me Whipplecock. Let me just explain everything to you, and I'm going to explain to you how these features work. It's just weird and not good.
They just cut out all the stuff that makes everything else make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they left in a couple action scenes.
Confusing fluff.
Okay. What questions do you have?
Are we voting on something?
Yes, we have this season to vote on, and this Doctor to vote on, because we've got some cleanup, heroes and villains and stuff, and I don't know when we're going to be back to the main show for a little bit.
Why would the Master spoil the ruse and intervene in the Doctor's demise?
Because he wanted to get him into the Matrix so that they would have to fight each other, the Valyard, the Doctor, and the Doctor, and he was hoping that at least one, if not both of them, would die.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Yes.
And
he even says that.
Mel is boring.
She admits that.
What's in the box? What was in the box?
The box?
Yeah.
What box?
What's in the box?
Okay, that's somebody's head.
Yeah. But they say what... Mel says what's in the... Oh, is that the Chinese takeout boxes? Maybe that's what I was reading about.
Okay, that's when they showed up in what looked like almost coffins.
Yeah, the Master delivered them in those boxes?
Yep.
They were sent. Okay. We talked about between the 12th and final regeneration is where the Valyard...
It's so weird.
Exists.
Yeah.
We talked about the quality CGI.
Okay. See, this should have been a cliffhanger. It's even on the bloody front cover.
And you have the wacky fantasy factory carnival. Feels like a very campy Adam West Batman, the Joker kind of...
Yeah, it looked like it was set in the 1880s in London. But they probably just used a section of London and put up some old posters on it and filmed it at night so there wouldn't be any people out. But yeah.
Probably. So the Doctor signed away all of his regenerations.
Oh, yeah, he did. Well, should he die. Which he did not.
He almost did.
Yeah, a couple times, yeah.
So that never comes up again?
Nope.
What's up with that really ugly pocket watch chain he was wearing? It's like pink plastic.
Oh, the Doctor? Yeah.
It's just
not good.
It's not great. Perry is a queen, apparently.
Yes! She, it's made official, and like I said, I forgot about that. But that's awesome.
But we don't see her except in the third-party stuff?
She is in a trailer for one of the old classic seasons. But we don't see her again except that. Thus far. She's still alive, so who knows?
You cleared up the whole key grabbing thing. The fake one, the real one.
Yeah.
Learning from the simulation. For whom the bell tolls moment.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently Sabble on Glitz is immune to the Master's hypnotization.
Oh, yeah, it was great. I love Sabble on Glitz in this particular serial because the Master's trying to hypnotize him to take the Doctor to J.J. Chambers. And Sabble on Glitz is watching like everyone else does. And finally he's like, you are getting, sleepy, whatever. Like, and I'm just wondering how much this bauble cost you. And it just takes it from the Master. It's great.
So what does that imply? He's too low to be hypnotized?
He's a crafty critter. It either implies that he is crafty enough to see through it and he knows not to fall for it, or possibly just not suggestible. Some people are not suggestible to hypnotism.
So something that was, predisposed to... Do you ever wonder if you're one of those people who's predisposed to being hypnotized?
Oh, I'm sure I probably am.
What did he say about suggestible?
I mean, my wife hypnotized me.
Oh, really? Oh,
well,
okay.
no. She, I fell under her spell the moment we met. All right.
Insurrectionists overthrew the corrupt Timelord government.
Oh, and the great tirade by the Doctor is like just goes off the handle.
Yeah. He has a fit.
All right. Anything else?
Does the corrupt Timelord government thing ever come back into play? The whole plot of the insurrectionists setting up a new government system? I
don't think we go back to Gallifrey before the show's canceled. Let's see. I think McCoy, Time in the Ronnie, Paradise Towers, Delta and the Bannerman, Dragonfire, Remembrance of the Daleks, The Happiness Patrol, Supernemus, Creation of the Galaxy, Battlefield, Ghost Lakers. I don't believe we go back to Gallifrey before the show's canceled at this point.
But we go back to the Ronnie.
Next serial, Time in the Ronnie. The Ronnie show up, and it's Sylvester McCoy's first one, 4 episodes. And we are currently 659 episodes into Doctor Who.
Or 147 serials.
Yep, 659 episodes. All right.
Is there significance about that number?
No.
Oh.
There's just like 600, before Doctor gets canceled, it was like 680 or 686 episodes or something like that.
How many do they have in the new stuff? About half that?
In the new stuff, they're longer episodes, but they have about 200 or so. The Simpsons is still catching up to Doctor Who, because Doctor Who's putting out 8 episodes a season, and The Simpsons is putting out 20-something.
How many seasons is The Simpsons on now? 30-something?
36. 35, 36,
Woo. That's a long time.
Yep. Alright, so season 23 of Doctor Who.
This is going to take us 36 years, you think?
Nah, this is going to take us about 5 minutes. Alright, first one to go.
So obviously the Ultimate Foe was my favorite.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. April Fools. Alright.
I don't know if any of these were my favorite.
Yeah, this is just not a good season. Like I said, I think they're trying to kill the show, you know?
Okay, so the mysterious planet started off real slow because they're introducing this whole courtroom drama arc.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Mind Warp is a little bit more fun, but still drags. Terror of the Vervoids, the courtroom drama kind of, picks up pace.
Yeah.
And becomes a little bit more involved.
It's also a really good story. Although I love Brian Blessed here. He elevates everything he's in. And I prefer Perry over Mel.
Yeah. That's
What's your least favorite?
I'd say it's either one of these, the Ultimate Foe, or the Mysterious Planet.
Alright, goodbye, Ultimate Foe. Okay. Mysterious Planet, it has its good points, but I agree with you. These are better. Alright. Now this is going to be a slightly tougher call. What do you think should be the winner? Mind Warp or Terror of the Vervoids?
I'm going to go with Terror of the Vervoids. Because they remind me of like old 1980s Power Ranger villains. And the plastic costumes, the plant people.
It was actually a pretty decent script. I do like that. Despite the fact that the final episode is super rushed. Mm-hmm. Mind Warp, I prefer Brian Blessed, and I prefer Perry over Mel. So that's a really tough call for me because I want to go with Mind Warp, but I think I will give in to the Vervoids.
I won.
Yes. All right, there we go. Mark that down. Terror of the Vervoids.
Whenever we're of a different opinion, we're tied on it. I always win. I've won every one.
Because usually I can be made to see reason. No, there's occasions where I have fought for mine more, but in this case, overall, I think this is a better story. I do prefer Brian Blessed and Perry, but I think Terror of the Vervoids just has a better story overall to it.
So I didn't win the chess game, but I'm a 3 for 3.
Mark down Terror of the Vervoids, season 23.
Mind Warp was fun.
Mind Warp was fun, yeah.
It wasn't good, though.
Alright. And then just because it's such a short episode, and because we don't know when we're going to get back, we might as well vote between the two.
That was season 24?
23. Alright, here we go. We have exactly 2 episodes to vote on.
Season 23 is what we just finished?
Yep. The 2 Doctors and Terror of the Vervoids. Alright.
Oh, this is our... Okay.
I'm sorry, but this is so much better. So infinitely much better.
Wait. So season
23
and 24?
22 and 23.
22, 23.
Yeah. 6 Doctors, seasons 22 and 23. 2 Doctors.
Okay.
Terror of the Vervoids. The winner for the 6th Doctor was the cereal with the 2nd Doctor. It was so dang good.
Trouton is just
amazing.
Best.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was his last appearance on the show.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, all the doctors thus far have passed away in order. All the numbered doctors. Obviously, there will be an exception for 10 and 14, so they're the same actor. But yeah. All right. Yeah. Spoiler alert. If they don't know by now, watching us isn't going to spoil it.
I didn't know.
Yeah. All right. So the 13th Doctor regenerates back into Tennant, the 10th Doctor.
Which could be the Valiant, because it's after the 12th.
Somewhere between the 12th and the final incarnation.
So,
yeah. I wouldn't.
The Valiant is.
None of this ever comes back, at least not yet. All right.
Best of Colin.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time, which will probably be some heroes and villains and things for a bit. Oh, we do have. Besides the cleanup with the animated stuff, we do have the first third-party deal next week. So our Apocrypha line on the channel will probably show up for the first time.
The Daemons?
No. It's
Return to the Center.
Wartime Chronicles.
Oh, that sounds good.
Which has Sergeant Benton in it.
So they were making this before the show got canceled.
Yes.
So they knew what was coming.
Well, no, there's just a lot of people wanting to do third-party stuff because they love the show that much, yeah. But yeah, it mostly was made during the Wilderness years. but not all of it. Some of it was while the show was on and while the show is still on.
How do you feel about the third-party Disney stuff? Like the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
It's not Disney. Winnie the Pooh's now public domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they didn't like the live-action Snow White movie they were coming out with, so they're coming out with another Snow White.
Correct. That's going to be better.
To that one.
Yeah.
Which kind of reminds me of when Snow White first came out, the Disney Snow White came out of public domain. They had the 2 live-action Snow White movies.
Well, Snow White's been in public domain for a long time.
Yeah, like a decade ago? Well, Snow White.
Yeah.
But then there's Disney's Snow White that's...
No, that one's not in public domain.
Oh.
Give it another 10 years. All right. We will see you next week, and you get to watch starting some Apocrypha stuff. And then we will do Heroes and Villains while we do cleanup. And then we'll get back to the main show with the 7th Doctor.
McCoy, how do we feel about McCoy?
I like McCoy.
We like McCoy.
I like McCoy. He, they start him off as a clown, but then he starts to get more mysterious. Like he literally, the actor was a clown on a children's TV show.
I thought that was Troughton.
I don't know, but McCoy was as well. But but then he becomes more mysterious, and he starts referring to himself as the other one.
He's the Valyard.
No.
So he's
there's
like
Rassilon,
a mysterious Troughton.
Omega, and the other one.
Oh.
And there are hints that the Doctor is the other one.
The other one.
Yeah. All right.
That's exciting.
This is not me, it's Mel. All right.
I'm so down.
All right. See you next week, guys. Thank you. Bye.